Okay, no introductions. I just want to get right to talking about this episode because overall, it was not bad. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm really liking Watadamashi a lot more than Watanagashi. Episode 7 of Higurashi When They Cry Go. Let's go. Let's go. So the episode begins with Keiichi, Takano, and Shion inside the ritual store house, where Takano goes ahead and talks a little bit about the history of Hinmizawa during the times when it used to be Onigafuchi Village. And then she kind of goes into a little bit of the mythos of the village, for which kind of makes Keiichi a little bit mad due to the accusations that the mythos are implying within the villagers that Keiichi has grown to love. They definitely did a great job in showing Keiichi's annoyance with Takano in that scene. Like, I don't think any other adaptation has really, shown how mad Keiichi got at Takano. I have to say, I actually did sense that Keiichi was genuinely pissed off by what Takano was saying. And he even fucking does a Usada. Did they just make Keiichi do an Usada? So after Takano calms down a little bit, Shion takes a look at the Oyashiro-sama statue, for which he bumps into, and the head comes fucking off. Shion! What? As soon as that happened, I instantly knew what symbolism that could mean. Yes, it was already broken, for which actually kind of helps with a slight theory I like to state right now. The symbolism behind Oyashiro-sama's head falling off is not a direct thing regarding Watadamashi or even Shion. It's symbolism to what GOU's overarching story is. The overarching story of GOU is God is dead. Hanyuu's not gonna help you this time, Rika. Or Hanyuu has fully given up. Yes, it definitely has something to do with Hanyuu, with the whole thing about Oyashiro-sama's head falling off. His head falling off definitely gives some indications behind Hanyuu's role in the story. I don't want Hanyuu to be a villain this time around, though there could be signs that could point to Hanyuu being the villain. After Keiichi splits paths with Takano, Tomitake, and Shion, he meets up with his friends, for which they ask him, did he see Rika's dance? And then Keiichi fucks up. Oh no. I felt really sad for Rika in this scene because, for one, when Keiichi told her when she didn't do any mistakes, when she did make mistakes, one, it indicated that Keiichi did not see her dance, and two, it just presented to her that she's already on a doomed scenario. Oh no, poor Rika. And now, let's get on to one of the reasons why I'm iffy on Watadamashi, for which is the pacing of the suspense, because early on, we get an indication that Neon knows that Keiichi was doing something bad with Shion, and Oishi comes into contact with Keiichi. I'm gonna say this now, Oishi is still fucking cursed. I see legs. Those are not legs, that's Oishi! When Oishi comes to Keiichi and tells him about, Takano and Tomitake committing Grand Theft Auto. Basically, Oishi telling Keiichi that Takano and Tomitake went missing after stealing a truck, along with the fact that he knew that Keiichi was with Takano and Tomitake. It already gave, it already kind of shows that the suspense is gonna happen really quickly. Like, instead of the slow burner suspense of Watanagashi, we're getting all the, anxiety early on. Which, I don't know whether or not I like, having everything come boom right at you, right at your face all of a sudden, or if it's the slow build like Watanagashi. Like, yes, even though Watanagashi is one of my least favorite arcs, I still like the suspense building up to everyone figuring out what Keiichi and Shion did. But in this arc, it kind of seems like everyone knew within an hour. Though, there is one thing I'd like to point out. Tomoaki and Takano ran away and stole one of the village's trucks. Yeah, that's very different than what's on Higurashi, and I'm gonna say this now. It gets me to thinking, maybe they're not the bad guys this time around. Maybe Takano's not the bad guy. But also, it gets me to thinking, who is the bad guy? Hanyuu? Is it Okunogi? Is it Irie? Is it actually the Sonozakis? Is it Kameda? That night, Shion calls Keiichi to basically tell him they might be on the chopping block of being sacrifices for Oyashiro-sama's curse, for which agitates Keiichi, leaning for Shion to hang up apologizing to him. And the irritated Keiichi slowly but surely becomes a little bit more anxious as their bad doings are being found out by the village. Yeah, the night of what they did, they're already caught. I'm having mixed feelings about that. Like, the night of what they did, they're already being discovered, and Keiichi's already getting, heightened anxiety because they were seen. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't know how I feel about all of a sudden, the night of, everyone knew. I'm gonna have to say though, each and every one of the scenes is really good. It's just that the pacing of events in this arc, it's just a little bit weird. And also the next morning when Keiichi meets up with Mion and Rena, for which Mion's probably Shion at this point, but when he meets up with them, the mayor's already missing! Did he go missing on the night of Watanagashi? Which gets me to thinking, Shion's doing things a lot faster this time around. Or Mion is the one with Himizawa syndrome and she's going all out, like she's not even taking her time. She's doing everything all at once. Though I'm gonna go with Shion still, the culprit of this scenario. I'm still gonna go with it's Shion. Screw everything I just said earlier because I was just trying to, talk a little bit more about this episode before I finally get to the topic I want to talk about. And it's that fucking ending scene with Rika. Whoa. That's one of the best scenes of this anime so far. It was actually one of the very few scenes where I felt excited, but also terrified. So when Keiichi does the kitty analogy about what they did to Rika, instead of Rika telling him, "Don't worry, I'm not mad, this kitty's gonna be saved," Rika fucking flat out states to him, "You're a fucking moron, you know that? You should just watch my dance." It seems like Rika's a little bit fed up with this shit at this point. I fucking love that! I fucking love Rika finally going all, "I'm done with this nice girl shit. I'm just gonna flat out call you out, Keiichi, right here and now." My god. It gave me the same feeling I felt when Rika beat the shit out of Satsuko with the chair in Ray.
サトコ、あんた少しうるさい。
It's terrible of me to say this, but let's be honest here, Satsuko was a bitch in Ray. Yeah, I can definitely state that I love it when Rika just flat out just is fed up when she gets fed up with everyone. I love it when Rika gets fed up with everyone and does something that she should have done a long time ago, which is call people out or hit them with chairs. Takano explaining the legend of Oigafuchi Village to Keiichi, talking with Shion on the phone, to the fucking ending scene with Rika. Those were like awesome scenes. I feel like this is my favorite episode of Higurashi GOU. Even though I said episode 6 was my favorite, episode 7's my favorite now. I'm gonna be honest here, they're really bumping things up with these episodes. Even though the pacing may be a little bit strange for an old fan, but I also need to mention, this is a different story. This is a different story. I don't know if this is an alternative universe, a sequel, or even a reboot. I don't know. No one has a straight answer. I am not gonna go into that in this video. But anyways, yeah. Episode 7, it's a 9 out of 10. Yeah. This is actually the first episode I've given above an 8 score. This is a 9 out of 10.
Okay, okay.